Before I get started, I'd like to kindly ask that you hit the like button and please subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
So a couple days ago, I reviewed a female-led action movie called The 355. And to no one's surprise, this movie only managed to earn $4.8 million at the weekend box office. So now all these articles and posts are being written to try to get to the bottom of what happened here. It's not that difficult to figure out, but bear with me. Why? The gut reaction from most people seems to be that, yup, it's woke. Now, I would agree that most normal people don't want to see overt, unnatural messages and characters in their movies. I mean, I've talked about this issue many times on this channel and I stand by it. But to just blame wokeness for the financial failures in Hollywood right now kind of minimalizes a bigger problem that's going on. And I, unlike most people, will highlight those problems in this video. Because that's what I do here. I state facts, not feelings. So the 355, yes, people are calling it woke. To be honest, I've seen woker movies.
No shit.
But let's say for a second that it is woke and we're going to take that out of the equation. As I stated in my review, did anyone see any kind of marketing or even a trailer for this movie prior to its release? I didn't, and I go to the theaters every single week. What does that tell you? Well, it tells me that the studio had no faith in this movie and didn't want to sink any more money into it. Hence the lack of advertising, because it does cost a lot to advertise a movie. People think that Hollywood is completely brain dead, and they did earn that reputation. But anyone with half a brain, if they saw this movie prior to its release, would know that it's not going to make any money. And the biggest reason for that is simply that it's just not any good.
That makes sense.
And on top of that, it's not part of a bigger franchise, so people simply just do not care. It's easy to look for someone to blame and say it's got female leads and the dude bros just don't like it when strong females are in the lead role. Wrong. People love to see strong female characters when they are actually written to be such. I don't have to go through all the examples once again to prove that that narrative is a fallacy. Wonder Woman. Excuse me.
You snotty little bastard.
But here's the thing. On the flip side of this, people, yes, are going to blame wokeness. But yet Captain Marvel didn't do these low numbers. Neither did Black Widow. They may have underperformed compared to other movies, but they didn't pull in $4 million. And that's because those movies are a part of a bigger franchise. Most people knew that these movies would be shit and went to see them anyway. So we can't really blame female leads for that, can we?
Man, I'm tired of being right.
Now, a lot of people might have regretted watching those movies after they seen them, but the point remains. They had a built-in benefit of the doubt excuse because of that Marvel logo. Let's go a little bit deeper on this because the 355 isn't the only movie to be a box office bomb in recent weeks. Nightmare Alley, Antlers, Last Night in Soho, all of these movies failed miserably as well. Can we blame an agenda on that? Some of those movies even got very good reviews from critics and audiences, but it didn't matter because when they were released, people just simply did not give a fuck.
I don't care!
So let's recap. We have bad movies like The 355 failing. We have presumably good or decent movies like Nightmare Alley or Last Night in Soho also failing. So what's the common denominator? All of these movies have no connection to anything else. And I just do not believe that the studios truly got behind them.
Because it's all part of the plan.
And the main reason for that, believe it or not, is because of how audiences consume media now. Now, I would never call The 355 an original movie because there's about 100 movies with almost the exact same premise that already exist. But Last Night in Soho and Nightmare Alley are original ideas from mostly respected directors, and audiences could give two fucks about either of them. Meanwhile, Spider-Man No Way Home shattered records in a matter of days. And people are really wondering why we don't get original content anymore?
Anybody care about what I want?
I do.
Shut up. Get out.
The agenda-driven entertainment is a problem, yes. But to me, there's an even bigger problem in Hollywood with originality. And to me, that problem exists not because of Hollywood necessarily, it's because audiences only support certain types of movies, mainly comic book movies. So why would studios back anything else when they have this sure thing sitting in their back pocket?
Show me the money.
And again, I'm not saying that comic book movies can't exist altogether. There are many of them that I consider to be some of my favorite movies. But what I am saying is that on the rare occasions that Hollywood does supply us with variety, people typically don't support that variety, and that sends a message to Hollywood to keep making the same shit. And I'm sorry, but it's the goddamn truth, and everyone knows it. I just don't think people care enough to say anything because they're so content with superhero popcorn movies being their main form of entertainment.
Oh, you're right. And when you're right, you're right. And you're always right.
To be clear, I'm not defending the 355. It's a complete shit movie. But what I'm saying is that the powers that be knew that this movie wasn't going to make any money before they even released it. In fact, I'm not even sure why they decided to release it in theaters to begin with. It should have been released directly to streaming, and then it would have just gotten lost in the shuffle with all the other bullshit movies on those services.
That's right, it stinks!
I think audiences, including myself, need to stop looking for people to blame. This is why I speak up on this channel, because in a lot of ways, audiences are the reason why this monster that is modern Hollywood exists today. Simply, we allow them to be lazy because we support their lazy efforts. And it simply needs to stop. You fix the problem by one, speaking with your wallet, and I think people did that with the 355. Nobody wanted that movie. But this concept needs to extend beyond these obvious failures, and that also means supporting smaller, more story-driven movies when they are released. And that includes me too. I'm guilty of it as well.
Buy that for $1.
My goal for 2022 on this channel is to be part of the solution and not just part of the problem. To spread the word on TVs and movies that get overlooked typically. And that also may mean ripping something apart that is deemed popular by most and that people are afraid to speak honestly about. My point is that you got a fucking voice, so use it.
So I strongly suggest that you wake the fuck up.
If that means creating your own content, then you should do that too. That's my plan. If you're frustrated with entertainment as I am, then you need to start doing something about it. Even if that means taking matters into your own hands and creating something yourself. Go out and film something. Go out and write a script. Change starts with all of us. So let's come together and then maybe someday we can have great movies again.
Jesus fucking Christ, it's about time!
So let me know what you thought about all this in the comments down below. As always, please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell for notifications, and I'll see you next time right here on Real Shift. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Y'all be cool. Right on.